Hello, friend, and namaste. This is your personal sensei for Monday, June 15, 2015. So right now, the human race is working on their minds and their attitudes. This is the month of thinking differently about things. You might be thinking differently about certain things in your life. That could be relationships, it can be contracts. What's behind it in the background is what we think about. And over the weekend, everyone was led to perhaps new thinking. Maybe new doors opened up, new information. Maybe you heard from someone you haven't heard from in a long time. Maybe you allowed yourself to go there, all right? And that's super important. For those who did have breakthrough over the weekend, for those who did go there, my advice to you as Sensei is to keep thinking that direction. If you've liberated your mind from some sort of small-minded thinking, keep thinking today, is what the astrology says. In fact, keep thinking, connect to it, and make it flow. You want to find where your natural flow is. So if you suddenly realized over the weekend you don't belong working in this job anymore, now your mind is thinking about getting a new one, I'm saying let it flow. Let it flow. Keep thinking this way. Now, if you're sitting at home in agony with not knowing what to do, then I think you're probably letting your mind rule your world. And the only thing that's going to let you out of your mind is your heart. Your heart will tell you you're not happy here, no matter what you think. So it's like you might be in a job and you're like, I don't care if it's good for me. I don't care if it has benefits. My heart doesn't like it. So you might be still in the battle between your mind and your heart. And this is the battle going on for all humans everywhere, somewhere in their life, somewhere in any part of their life, there is a battle going on. Their heart wants one thing, and their mind is telling them something else. And you have to ask yourself, well, who's the boss? Well, I'll tell you, in the cosmology of the universe, the boss is very clear, the heart. In our solar system, the heart is represented by the sun. The mind is represented by that little tiny Mercury. Now, although Mercury is really close to the sun, and it thinks it can control that big fire itself, it really, as we know, one supernova and Mercury is gone, right? So, in ourself, I just mean the nature of cosmology, the heart is meant to be 100 million times the size of everything in our solar system, everything in our soul's system. And so, if you're having or feeling trapped today or unhappy, the cosmology would suggest that your mind is controlling everything, and it needs to be told who's boss. Your heart. All right? So today it's about stepping out of our old thinking. It's about letting our heart be our guide. It's about acknowledging that we are grasshoppers when it comes to our thoughts. Because unless you're the super most happiest, serious joy guy on earth, which even I am not, then your mind obviously doesn't know everything. Because if it did, such a smart ass that it is, it would do it, right? This is the argument I have with myself in the mirror, by the way. In fact, that's all my show is a fight with myself in the mirror. You thought it was a show. It's just my crazy imagination. So today, we want to step out. We want to go ahead and be crazy. Just to go ahead and use my own craziness as some medicine here, because when you let your heart rule, you've seen it in movies so many times. So like, are we crazy? It's like, no, you're not crazy. You're letting your heart rule your life. Like in society or whatever, we've been told it's crazy. And you're going to find that that's a lot of your struggle today. In the cosmology, it shows that the human race is having a struggle between their mind wants to go somewhere, but there's a lot of rules saying they can't. There's a lot of rules saying it's not supposed to happen. There's a lot of rules saying that you can't handle it if you went there, but you didn't actually investigate to see if you can handle it. You didn't actually look into it. So, again, this is all the mind playing smoke screens on ourselves, all playing games with ourselves, all these excuses and reasons and blah, 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 to not give us what our heart wants right now. Now, I'll share one more little piece of advice I've learned as a sensei to Serious Joy now for a while, helping people in their hearts for a long time, is the solution is never tomorrow, it's today. You don't settle for, well, tomorrow my heart will be happy. No, never, never. No, not good enough. But he's married. That means no. That means he's not available today. But I can't get the job for it. Well, then that means that's not what your heart can have today. So if it's not available right now, if your heart can't have it right now, it's not where you're supposed to be. Your heart, if you're on the right path for you, will be incredibly delighted with whatever it has. So your heart might want to be president and get elected as governor and be totally delighted because that's a great step. And so that's within reason. The heart's totally delighted. The heart wants even more. That's okay, but you're totally delighted with the step. If you're not totally delighted with the step you're taking, if your mind and what your mind is saying to you doesn't delight you, if you're not excited and can't stay calm with delight, then you ain't in delight, my brother or sister. Your mind is taking you into some little imaginary corner that you have logically painted yourself in. And so today, as we count down to what we call the new moon, today is the last step because it's like now boarding for track number blah, 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 and that's what it is. I mean, our attitude is like a railroad train. So it's like, okay, are you going to stay on this train that you're happily married when you're not? And you never make love and the two of you don't talk? I'm not trying to ruin marriages out there. I'm trying to empower hearts so everyone is smiling like a Japanese tourist. I'm not trying to be racist either. I just find that Japanese people do smile more. You know what I mean? That's what the statistic seems to be. And I believe the whole world should be smiling. I think we should all be enjoying. And so if you're not in your heart today, you want to ask your mind, why? What rules is it following? Who's it trying to please other than you? What are you trying to do? And most importantly, where a lot of light workers get confused, and grasshoppers too, is that they tell themselves, well, tomorrow our heart can have it. Nope. By the nature of reality, it's supposed to work right now. Which means if you meet someone and it's the right person, it works right now. Which means if you're in the right job, it works right now. How do you know it works right now? Because you are delighted. Your heart is in delight when you think about it. All right? So today, my friend, your joy quest, should you choose to accept it, is to think what you believe. Don't let your mind go off anything you believe. You believe you can be a rock star? Think that way. You believe this? Think that way. It will lead you to where you belong. And for your phrase of the day, and just say it as you go out the door, this will help you stay focused. I feel myself today. I know myself today. Therefore, I think. So today, if you say, I think I'm going to marry him, it's like, all right, before you say that, say this. Before you say you're going to marry him, say this. I feel myself. I know myself. I'm going to marry him. And it will all resonate. It'll all go together. And that is your phrase of the day. So one more time to keep it in mind before I send you out the door for Act 2 or Act 3. I feel myself today, and I know myself. Therefore, I think